Hello, and welcome to the Creative Devices Mobile Podcast, a podcast created for all Creative Devices users to tell their story and to help bring even more creative awareness to the world. Today, we're joined by the one and only Kaja. How you doing?
Great. How are you?
I'm good. I know we were trying to get this video chat done for some time now, but
Yes.
you're busy and then I'm busy, and our
Yeah,
time difference is kind of crazy and everything.
exactly. Yeah, I'm based in Tokyo. You're in New York, so it's like 12 hours, I think. Yeah.
It,
That's,
well, yeah, between 12 to 13 or 13 to 14,
yeah.
something like that. I think it depends on daylight savings time. America is the only country that does that daylight savings time thing.
Europe as well. That's also crazy. Yes.
Oh, yeah,
It's
really? I didn't know that. Okay.
yeah, it's hard to catch up. But yeah, we finally made it, so it's
Yeah. So tell me well, before we get into that, I know who you are, but for those who don't know who you are, please introduce yourself. Tell us who you are and what you do.
So hello everyone, I'm Kaja Nidecka and I'm the founder of Vegan Fashion Repository, which is the online fashion magazine dedicated only to vegan fashion and sustainability. So we started this with my friends, my co-founder, in 2024, but we were preparing this project for almost a year. So yeah, it's still fresh, but we are still growing and we are trying to move into more technological sectors as well. So yes, it's been really busy year for us.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And it's been keeping you busy. What have you been up to recently?
So recently we are really into innovation and new textiles.
Mm,
So as a lot of people don't know that like there are so many vegan alternatives to leather, for example, real leather.
mm,
So you can have leather made of pineapple, apple, orange, mushrooms, almost everything right now. So even chocolate,
mm.
which
Wow.
recently just came out. So yeah, it's crazy and it's really expanding right now. It's a growing market. So yeah, we are preparing also an event in Berlin dedicated to vegan fashion and innovation in vegan fashion. So yeah, we are busy right now, but it's good. It's good to be busy in this way.
Yeah, well, I'm
Yeah.
happy for you. I know starting in something and seeing it grow is terrifying and exciting at the same time.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's difficult, but yeah, it's
All
what
right,
I'm
awesome.
going. Yeah.
So, what got you into this? Like, what made you want to go this route?
I'm personally vegan almost right now for over a decade. And
Mm,
my friend, which is also the co-founder of Vegan Fashion Repository, she has been a journalist, fashion journalist for over 15 years. She also became vegan. And
mm,
she started this talk about making business together and why don't we make fashion magazine together and
mm.
yeah, maybe fashion brands in the future. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. So that's how it started in 2023. And yeah, then yeah, we made it happen in less than a year. Yes, so
Wow.
that's
It's crazy to see something happen in such a short time, right?
yes, that's true. Especially we had like a lot of limitations, especially technological ones. Like we were using our own PCs that we had, which weren't the best, but we still managed to make the whole directory of over 400 brands, which yeah required like a lot of effort to make this happen.
Wow. Well, I I'd love to hear more about this. And you and I have talked, and we've hung out in California and in
Yeah.
different places like that. And I think I met you in Japan also.
Yes, we
And
met. Yeah, at the
yeah, we
concert.
met in Japan. Yeah, and then California, and I got to get back to Japan. There's
You
just
have
so
to.
much going on right now. Yes, yes, there's so much going on right now. It's crazy. You understand?
Yeah,
You
I
know
know.
it's a lot. It's a lot. But
Yeah.
but yeah, tell me more about you. What have, besides what you mentioned, what's been going on with you? Please let us know your backstory, where you're from, how you got to Tokyo, how you became vegan. Just tell us about you.
So, well, let's start with my story about how I became vegan, which will be, I guess, the easiest one to start with. So, well, I'm from Poland originally, and well, I since I was a child, I always loved animals. So, my parents also used to be vegetarian before I was born. And I had this kind of influence that maybe we shouldn't eat animals, that I feel sorry for them. So that's why when I became an adult, when I was like 18, 19, I decided to become vegetarian first. And then
Mm,
after 1 year, I decided that it's still not enough. And like I also felt sorry for cows, chickens, and I decided to go completely vegan. And yeah, I'm still keep on going. It was easier in Poland, much easier, because Europe and also US, there's so many choices for vegan food, like not only restaurants but supermarkets. But here in Japan, there's like a lot of things that we have to be wary about. So that's one thing, and it's a big part of my life because it's not only food, but it's also fashion and also other different choices. But yeah, and why I come to Tokyo, to Japan? Well, that's actually my other interests involved. I really love music, heavy metal, rock. Like basically 80s, 90s, glam rock, glam heavy metal. And this is what I loved. But when I was around 16, 17, I've noticed that those bands don't exist anymore. And I just got bored. And I started looking out for some opportunities as well to move abroad. And I really wanted to work in the music industry, like be involved actually in the scene. In Poland, I worked in events coordination, but it wasn't very exciting. It was just normal conferences, just business style. And then I checked that there are so many opportunities in Japan to work in the music industry, and that's why I come here. I first came as a student in 2019, and then I came back because I have to complete my master degree. And then Corona happened, so I couldn't come back. And yeah, after Corona, I finally came back to Japan. I actually worked in the small venue in Tokyo. And well, it wasn't so good, to be honest. It was very challenging. So, well, I realized at that time that it's not so sweet to work in the music industry. But at the same time, I also met my boyfriend, which I guess most of people know about. He's a guitarist. Yeah, you are good friends with Yo Nichan. So yeah, then I realized I don't have to be involved professionally in the music scene, but yeah, I have it completely in private. So yeah, that's why I continue also living in Japan. Yeah.
that's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I wanted to go to Japan when I was younger too, but as far as moving over there, it didn't happen. I ended up doing so many other things. I just never made it to live over there. But I'm happy that I've made it several times to vacation and visit friends and make new ones. you know, like
Yeah.
you and Yo and everyone. I love Japan, but I digress. So that's awesome. I'm assuming there's still 80s metal bands going on in Japan, and that's one of the things that drew you over there. Can you mention some of those bands?
They are not going on so much. Like I really like X Japan from those old bands.
Hmm.
But they are not active at all. So, like, unfortunately, members died or quit. So, there are a lot of local bands for like they're not maybe heavy metal, glam metal, but like a local scene. I'm sure you noticed like there's so many metal bands here, like different like metalcore, so many genres, and there are so many small little venues all around Tokyo that you can
Mhm.
go see those local bands. It's also very nice. I myself worked in this kind of small venue, so I could see them just basically while working. And although it's not the genre that I really like the most, it was still very nice to experience this. Yeah.
Okay. So, do you play anything?
Oh, that's actually a funny thing because I've never played anything in my life, but we just started YouTube lessons on Yo's channel, YouTube channel, with me as a student. So yes, I guess it will be airing around the same time as as our episode. So yeah, yeah, I just started, so it's my first day. Yeah, yeah, my
Okay.
fingers hurt really much, so that's a challenge. Learning
Guitar,
to
for those that don't know, guitar is very difficult
yeah.
physically and mentally. Like
Oh
it's yeah, yeah.
yeah.
But I love it. I love it. And I think you will too.
Yeah, I really like it so far. Like it's I learned A minor, E minor, and he all like also gave me some other tips. How should I practice? What should I do? So yeah, I will be practice every day. And yeah, and I guess everyone can also see my guitar learning journey on Yo's YouTube channel as well and on my social media. So yeah, nice.
I can't wait to watch that. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. Now, how did you meet your partner then that you started this brand with?
um That's actually also connected to my my how could I say this? Well, she is the older sister of my best friend that I met during my undergraduate studies.
Okay.
So, like, we were both like at that time she wasn't vegan.
Mhm.
But we like kind of, she also had this kind of feeling that she shouldn't be eating animals. And we were meeting some during some occasions when I was seeing my friends. And then we were talking and talking, and she was like kind of gradually becoming vegan as well. Like first vegetarian, then also like eating only eggs, and then finally being complete full vegan. And yeah, that's how we also became friends with her. So yeah,
Okay.
we met through my best friend.
Now, I would like to go back to what you were saying about your journey creating this and the difficulties you had. But before we get into that, I want to ask you, for anyone out there who might be considering being vegetarian and then going vegan, what do you think is the most difficult part of that journey?
I think is giving up the thing that you like the most, because people usually have problem not with meat but with eggs or cheese. That I often hear that, oh, I can't give up cheese or I can't give up eggs. for cheese, there are so many different substitutes right now, so it's much easier just try different ones. But for eggs, I have to say it's it's more like I think it's mental thing. It's how you perceive. Like for me, first it was animals only, but then I started realizing this, that it's not only like animal welfare, but like the egg itself. What is the egg itself? Like that's it. Like menstruation basically of a chicken. So like me, sometimes I really have a craving for eggs. Really, like sometimes I really feel like, oh, I want to eat an eggs, and sometimes I feel like, oh no, it's not really something for me. So I totally get it. That's it's difficult, and I would advise people to not be very harsh on themselves. And if they, for example, are vegan and they happen to eat something that it's not vegan, then don't be like, oh, I'm the worst, I have to give up on it, because that's how a lot of people are giving up, because they kind of did a mistake, or just ate something because they really wanted to. It's just one time thing. Don't let one time thing like cross everything. So that
Yes.
would be my advice. Yeah.
We're all human. None of us are perfect. Every now and then someone's going to make a mistake. You just have to learn from it and use it to continue to grow and make yourself better.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also for our business, like we also want to include not only vegan people, but like everyone. So we want to
Mm.
show people that like by using vegan items, it's like you don't really have to sacrifice anything. I mean, it's like there are so many brands that you can choose from, so many styles. So we
Mm.
just don't only focus on vegans. It's for everyone. So
Okay.
yeah, no,
So,
it's yeah.
what exactly? Because I saw a lot of posts, and you were talking about all the things that you can make, fake leather out of, which I didn't know. That's very interesting. How are
Yeah.
some of the other How are some of the other garments made?
It's it also depends on the garment. Like if you want to focus on leather only, like for example,
Mhm.
leather, like pineapple leather, it's made out of pineapple leaves. So like for apple leather, it's made of apple peels. So basically, it's like food waste. So that it's processed and turned into leather. And usually the process it's unfortunately for fast fashion. That's very sad, because there's a huge gap between brand manufacturer. Like people don't know who are the manufacturers, right? Like who is making your clothes. You don't know about it, and how is it made. And in case of vegan fashion, it's usually like, okay, so the material that it was made, let it be, for example, the grape leather. It was made like this, and then it's like the grape leather, for example, was made in Italy, and then this grape leather was turned into leather jacket in the other manufacturing, in other fabric in, for example, in Spain. And usually like who made this, like what were the workers, what were the faces behind this. And then it's became the final product, which is sold in the usually online store. So how is it made? It's usually the same, usually similar process to the normal clothes, but it's there's so much more transparency in this whole process. Like really vegan and sustainable brands are really careful about how they show their story, because usually vegan brands customers, they are sustainable conscious customers. and they want to know how the clothes are actually made.
Yeah. A lot of brands, like you said, don't let you know how their clothes are made.
No,
And it's not just clothes, it's a lot of other things, even some electronic devices and instruments and all sorts of stuff. People have no idea of how these things are made.
exactly. That's sad for me. Like you should know. Like for example, like you have a guitar, and not only what wood was it made, but where does this wood come from, right? Like is it from Indonesia, Korea, or like Vietnam, or whatever other place in the world? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
I agree.
it's interesting to know about the fashion side, but let's move back into the technology side because you said you started building all of this yourselves using devices that you had. So tell me about that journey. How did it begin and what did you do?
So, well, I had my basic Asus PC, which is a very basic laptop for just using the browsing, not totally for editing. It wasn't
Mm,
meant to create the website on it. But well, since I had a background of kind of doing the front end side of website creation, like
mm,
I knew how to use WordPress. I knew what we needed. The most problematic things for us were our PCs. They weren't fast enough. So, like
mm,
for example, like we have a directory of, as I mentioned, of over 400 brands, and
mm,
like putting all those information via WordPress into this directory was, oh gosh, it was a horror. Yeah, it was so slow. Yes, yes. Sometimes I was just using Yo's computer when he got
mm,
his Creative Devices PC because it was
mm,
much faster to edit something real quick than just
mm.
wait like 5 minutes until this page loads so I can edit it. So yeah, that was our kind of thing that we were struggling with the most, was making
Mm.
our directory and our PCs that weren't fast enough.
Okay. And now you have one of our A16 models. How's that working out for you?
Yeah, great, great. I really love it. Yeah, right now, like editing goes very smoothly, and I also started to edit videos as well, so it's really quick, and yeah, that's what I wanted. Speed was very, very important for me. Yeah, I also started playing some, like, going back to personal life. Also, started playing games. Like for example,
Mhm,
we sometimes play Fortnite with you together, and
mhm.
I didn't have problems at all. So yeah,
Awesome.
doing great. Yeah.
Yeah, having a tool that actually works is such an important thing when you're
Yes.
creating. And that was the purpose behind Creative Devices, making sure that people had tools that worked for what they needed. And we're very grateful to be able to be a part of, incredible journeys such as yourself and your partner and everything you're doing.
Yeah, I'm very grateful as well. It's a great tool that really makes my work much easier because we make monthly updates where we
Mm,
update our directory. So this brand list just goes, like much bigger and bigger. So, right, I really need something that works in a high speed. So I'm very grateful for this, and yeah, and I'm very happy to be part of everyone's stories as well.
Thank you, thank you. So, you said you have so many brands on this list. Where are all these brands from, and how come people haven't heard of them?
They are from around the world. I think the main problem is that those are online brands only. Like people usually shop for fashion. Like people usually know
Mm,
Zara, for example, H&M, because they used to see them in the shopping mall, shopping center, right? And when industry turned to e-commerce, they still continue to shop, but it's much easier when, for example, you like something, you like some shirt, and you go to the shop, you can check it, right? If it fits
Yeah.
or not. And there is also the sense of familiarity and trust as well. And when you
Mm.
hear as well vegan fashion, like I've noticed one thing that's like a lot of successful brands in this industry made is that they don't state that they are vegan. Like they
Mm.
really draw back from this naming themselves as vegan because that's what pulls people back from buying
Mm.
vegan fashion items. Because people like think like, oh, vegan, then it's that something like is missing. I think the narrative right now, I mean, it's
Mm.
changing, but it used to be pretty negative that as a vegan, you have to sacrifice something that in terms of
Mm.
fashion, like that the quality might not be so good, for example. But it's
Mm.
usually the other way around. And like people also don't know those brands. That's the thing. So like I think a lot of vegan brands don't really grasp the UX design and
Mm.
marketing well, and that's why a lot of them recently closed, unfortunately. So yeah, those that are doing good, I've noticed that they don't really do this vegan narrative.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it's still not a thing. Yeah.
I think that that would be something you'd want to advertise because although some people, like you said, might find some sort of negative connotation, which I don't understand how, right? Uh, there are a lot of people who are vegan or vegetarian, and there are a lot of people who want to be. And for those who aren't, maybe they'll be curious. How are they making these clothes? The process. I would be curious. I can't imagine why someone else wouldn't be. But I would definitely lean into that. And I like the fact that you're leaning vegan forward with your brand. You have the vegan in your name. I think it's definitely working. Uh, but everything is different. Sometimes you want to do that, and then sometimes you want an air of mystery around your brand, right? For
Mhm.
example,
Yeah.
Creative Devices. When you see Creative Devices, you have no idea what we are, what we
Yeah.
do, right?
Yeah.
I
That's
mean,
true.
the name basically says Creative Devices, so but it still makes you wonder, well, what is it? You can see this on clothes and wonder, what is it, right? And
Yeah.
that's what I wanted. I wanted people to see that and be like, what is this? So now you're going to look it up and be like, oh, okay. So everyone's different, but I like your approach as well. I think that there really isn't a wrong way to do things. Well, most of the time there isn't a wrong way to do things, but I don't think anyone should take anything as being negative. And hopefully the people that do see these things as negative, hopefully they'll realize that this stuff is good and they'll change their minds about it.
That's what we want to do. We want to show people that that's actually like real brands with real people behind it that are doing really nice things, and it has a good quality. So yeah, we want to try to change this image of vegan fashion
Yeah.
around the world.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you have going on with your brand? You have any shows, any events coming up?
So we are a magazine, so we don't have our own brand.
Okay.
But yeah, we have one event coming up.
Mhm.
It is on 3rd of July in Berlin. It's a part of
Mhm.
Thursday Gathering. Thursday Gathering are monthly events organized by Venture Cafe Foundation, which connects people to make things happen. and to, like, for example, promote startups, to promote innovation. And great thing about this event, it's for free. And it's not only in Berlin, it's in Warsaw. That's where I actually worked on events. So that's how I'm connected to this foundation as well.
Okay.
It's in Tokyo, it's in USA, in some kind of locations. So we are a part of this event in Berlin. It will be, it's coincided with Berlin Fashion Week, and we will be organizing our panel about vegan fashion and especially innovation in vegan fashion. And we also be organizing some demo tables. Demo tables are like a small table in which you can present your brand, your organization during this event in the networking space. So yeah, we are very excited. I cannot go personally. I will be connected like this virtually, unfortunately, but yeah, like Catherine, my partner, she will be there. So
Okay.
yeah, we're looking
She'll make
forward to it.
so she's gonna make it to all the different events?
She will go to this one. Actually, this is the one event that happens on July 3rd in Berlin from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. So it's just one day, one evening. Yeah, but it's like during this event there's different panels, different workshops, networking space. So it's one event but packed with different things. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is what
Nice, nice.
we are looking for right now. And as for other shows, we might go to London Fashion Week. But we are also journalists. We are actually officially registered as a magazine in Poland. So we can go with our press passes to different events and ask for information, which is also great. So for us, it's more about connecting people and finding the new information and show it to people. So
Nice.
it's our like core of our operations.
Okay. All right. Now you said you had experience working on websites. How did that come about? And how long were you doing that for?
I was working, as I mentioned, for Venture Cafe, but in Poland. And then I worked as an event coordinator. As part of it, I started also editing the website, and then I learned how to do it, and all the things connected to it. And I also majored in management with specialization in marketing. So I kind of learned some basics before that, but well, as you probably know, people learn the best while actually doing something. So yeah, that's where I learned this. I worked there for 2 years and then I went to Japan. So, and in Japan, I also worked in both of my works. I worked also on making the website, like creating the website from front end side. So, like I'm always connected to this process somehow in all of my job. Yeah.
Well, listen, if you're good at something, you might as well put it to use, right?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
yeah, and it's great that you were able to use it for yourself, you
Yeah,
know?
for
Yeah.
sure.
I,
That was a great
I,
help.
oh, definitely, because what people charge today for websites is crazy.
Yes.
It's- it's-
Yes, for sure. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, I want to learn more by myself and
yeah.
just make it myself. Yeah.
I would love to learn how to do websites. It's just the time. It's just so time consuming.
Yeah.
The guy that does our websites, a great friend of mine. Shout out to Mike from Evergrow Creative. he is a wizard. Some of the other stuff he's done is just mind blowing. And the fact that he's never done a site like ours before, and he just keeps making it better and better. Maybe the two of you should talk.
Yeah, that would be great. I've seen your website. It's great. I really love it. Yeah, I'm
Thank you,
also
thank you.
uh, like specialized in UX design, so yeah, I
Mhm.
really like it. The functionalities are very good. Very user friendly.
Thank you, thank you. That's what we were going for. As a matter of fact, we've got some new stuff going to be released soon. The website is getting, let's just say, a makeover. It's going to be different than it is now.
Oh,
I'm excited for you to see it. I'm excited for everyone to see it. So probably in like another week or two, it'll definitely be something new.
oh, nice. I'm really looking forward to seeing this.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially that someone who really has a sense is making this like visual sense as well. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, that's always
Yeah.
great to see.
Yeah. And we're definitely going to put the link to your site in the description below so everyone can go take a look at your site because
Oh,
your site is looking pretty good. I haven't looked at it recently, but when I did look at it the first time, I was just like, oh, okay.
no,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're welcome. You're welcome.
thank
Yeah,
you.
definitely. So
Yeah.
we know that you did the website, and what are the roles that you and your partner take on for your magazine?
I'm in charge of design and communications, while Catherine is in charge of editorial. So she's like editor in chief. Plus, she's doing the whole market research. She's also doing all interviews with different textile makers, different brands owners. So yeah, we have a kind of cut clear division of roles, but we both work on the strategy together. So on business. So there's only two of us. We also have my dear friend Justina, who is we've known each other for 20 years, more than 20 years. It's almost 25 years. And she's actually the lawyer in Poland. So she's sometimes helping us with some legal stuff as well. So yes, like there's like 2 plus 1 of us. Yes.
That's good.
Yeah.
Listen, whenever you're doing something, depending on what it is, especially if you're trying to do something big and globally, it's almost impossible to do it yourself. You
Exactly.
need help. Yeah, I tell people all the time, don't be afraid to ask for help, and it's good if you have like-minded people who understand the vision, who want to share in it with you, you know,
Yeah.
gather
For
these like minds together and take over the world.
exactly. Yeah, like your core values needs to stick together. That's the main thing, I think. You can have different interests, you can have different things, but this core needs to stay
Yeah,
similar so we can go on.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I
Yeah.
agree. I didn't ask, how did you meet Yo?
Oh, it's a very modern style of meeting. We met via Instagram, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, because at that time, Yo was also vegan. So
Hmm.
I actually went to some networking event for vegans, vegan meetup, and
Hmm.
I met a lot of vegans, and we exchanged Instagram. And then he popped up in my recommendations on Instagram,
Hmm.
but his other accounts, his vegan sub account.
Okay.
And I followed him, he followed me back, and then I kind of messaged him about being vegan because I checked like, wow, he's a guitarist and vegan and Japanese. It was like well
Mhm.
mind blowing because at that time I was working in this small venue and almost like no one knew what vegan is actually. Everyone was eating yakiniku, like this like
Yeah.
meat, and at that time you also wasn't drinking, smoking, like completely nothing. So for me it was like wow. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's something new, and that's how it started. So yeah, you're right
Okay.
now it's more like flexitarian. He's vegetarian, but
Mhm.
he eats dashi, this fish sauce,
Yeah.
sometimes when we are going out because it's so hard to actually like omit that thing, like to
Yeah.
like choose something without it in Japan. Like even those rice onigiris, they usually
Yeah.
have like this katsuo dashi, this fish sauce
Mhm.
in it. So like he gave up on this, and yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's oof. Japan is very difficult to find
yes,
food without meat.
yeah,
Um, I I gave up a lot of meat years ago. I still do fish, chicken, and turkey. You know, we'll see how long that's gonna last. But there's no turkey in Japan, and chicken is you can find it. It's kind of outside of like Torikizoku or Tsukada Nojo and places like that. Some places might just have a little bit, but everything is just meat, beef, pork, everything. And
exactly.
a lot of the times, I don't even want that, to be honest. So the last couple times I went to Japan, I've been looking for vegan or vegetarian places to eat, and I found that one place in Tokyo Station, and Yo was telling me about it. He knows it also, and I've been trying to find other places. It's so difficult, and I kept saying there needs to be more food options available because so many
Yes,
foreigners come into Japan, and not everyone eats meat, right?
yes,
And it's probably going to be only a matter of time until I give it all up myself, and I'll be joining you. But it just needs to be more. I'm like, someone needs to just create a new shop so people can eat or something. You know?
for
Did you
sure.
have you considered maybe looking into something like that?
Oh, that's difficult, actually. Like, because you need to have your own local, or own space to do it, and Tokyo, it's very expensive. So,
Yeah.
like, even renting apartments for just living, it's also very expensive. Not to mention opening up the business. So, it would have to involve investors, other kind of relations, loans. So, I was actually thinking about opening vegan Polish restaurant in Japan,
Mhm.
in Tokyo, but when I checked how much would it cost me, and then to support this business as well, I gave up. And I think a lot of like vegan restaurant owners here in Tokyo are giving up because the costs are just so high. And also I think the strategy is not good. Like the prices when you go to vegan restaurant, the prices are much higher in normal restaurants. And I think it's not connected to actually the ingredients being higher, the cost of ingredients being higher, but just like trying to get something out of this vegan hype that if you're vegan, you will pay more. But it's just when like people are coming, like from abroad, but it's not always the case. So it will be great to create something affordable
Mm.
for people that can afford it like on a normal daily basis.
Yeah.
Like yeah, but I don't know. Like there aren't many places like this, unfortunately, in Japan, and that's why a lot of places are closing. Yeah.
I think there should be some sort of vegan network where everyone can get together and support each other and maybe support a business where they can all go and enjoy eating there to make sure that it doesn't go away.
Yeah, I mean, there's vegan meetup, and this people are meeting actually like
Mm.
I think once or twice a month, and they're going to different restaurants. But it's also kind of limited. And usually, when you go to those restaurants, the participation fee, it's also like the course itself, it's pretty
Mm.
expensive. So I guess not a lot of people like can afford doing this. So
Mm.
I guess it's all comes back to money and prices. Like the
Yeah.
communities here, Like it is here. The thing is that the costs are just it's too
Yeah.
much. Yeah, especially like if you earn money in Japanese yen, the salaries are so low compared to US, for example. So yeah,
I think you might have to start looking outside of Tokyo for a shop, someplace that's a little less expensive, maybe Chiba or Kawasaki,
yeah,
something.
yeah. I've never seen. I mean, I sometimes seen some vegan, vegetarian restaurants, very rarely, but
Mm.
well, that they weren't also very like pocket friendly,
Mm.
unfortunately. Yeah, what I would like to see more is more options at regular restaurants. Like, for example, regular restaurants with normal
Mm.
food plus they have vegan options that
Yeah.
are on the same price level as their other dishes. Because
Mm.
usually then they put this vegan dishes as something very expensive, extraordinary, although it's only
Mhm.
vegetables. So
Mhm.
yeah, I don't really like it, but there's some places that are doing this, and those vegan options are growing. Like for example, there's this ramen shop, very famous one, Ippudo. In Japan, they have
Mhm.
vegan options. We love going there, so
Okay,
it's very nice. Yeah.
cool. So, where can people, for anyone who is vegan and planning to go to Tokyo, where are some places that you would recommend?
I actually made a post about it on our Instagram. It's not connected to fashion, but I realized that I could connect it somehow. I posted it from my personal account, but shared it as
Mm.
collaboration to vegan fashion repository account, so people can know about it. And actually, I made a list of the cheapest places where you can eat some, and those are not very obvious places that won't really pop up on the map when you look for it, because it's
Mm.
like Koko Ichibanya curry place, the very
Mm.
famous chain restaurants where it's everywhere, and then you can eat vegan curry there. There is Tendon Tenya, for example. There's also chain restaurants when you can eat
Mm.
vegan tempura there. The only thing about this kind of places, it's made, for example, in the same oil as other
Yeah.
stuff. So it's up to you to decide if you're okay with it or you just want to have pure vegan, no contamination involved. But if
Mm.
you're okay with some kind of contamination, I would recommend checking this kind of places. There is also Wobe sushi, like vegan sushi. It's, for example, very expensive if you go to strictly vegan place. But if you go, for example, to Wobe, they have the allergen chart. You can check each item, what is included or not, because they have also a seasonal menu. And you can order very cheap sushi, like made of vegetables. So
Mm.
also very nice to check those places. Yeah, yeah, I really like it. And as I mentioned, Ippudo, especially in Harajuku, in Takeshita Street, where you can get all you can eat, just small little dishes, like for example, like moyashi bean sprouts, and yeah, other vegetables as well.
So, you mentioned Harajuku, and I know that it is a fashion conscious area, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, can any vegan fashion be found in Harajuku or no?
It depends how you look at vegan fashion. If you're looking at the brands as the whole or just
Mm-hmm.
as like single item. If you're looking only for single items, there are plenty of those because, like for example, I don't know, normal jeans are usually vegan, and I don't know, just cotton blouses, cotton shirts, or something. This is usually vegan. Um, and if you're looking for a brand that is fully vegan, then unfortunately, there's like two brands in Japan that are vegan, but they're all online, unfortunately. So yeah, that's still not too big here as well.
Okay.
Yeah. To
Well,
be honest,
I think
yeah.
it's only a matter of time before everything is going to be online only.
Yes,
You
that's for
know,
yeah.
yeah,
I heard that a lot
so
of
many.
department stores are closing US, for example, right? Yeah.
That's exactly what I was going to say. A lot
Yeah.
of stores are closing. You know,
Mm,
everything is online. So be ready, people, because like you said, some people they want to go into the store, they want to touch something themselves and play with it, but you know what a shirt is, you know what pants are, just like you know what a computer is. Y- everything's going to be online. You just have to understand what you're getting.
yeah.
You know.
Yes. Actually, like there's one company in Poland that's started as an online store completely,
Mhm.
but I guess they didn't have so much sales, so they made a very futuristic shop that
Mhm.
you just have tablets and you check what you want to, for example, check the size or like try the fitting, and you check it, you go to the fitting room, and then it's delivered to your fitting room. So it's not like, yeah, you can see this like on usual hangers in the shop.
Mhm.
It's just, yeah, tablets, checking what you want and then trying it out. So
Wow,
yeah,
interesting. Okay.
yeah, yeah. So I guess maybe some brands will consider going into this direction as well.
All right. Well, if you're willing to pay more, because I know to have a shop, you have to charge more, I should say, for these
Yeah,
things because you got to pay for the space and the workers and all that other stuff like that. So at the end of the day, if you don't want to spend a lot of money on something, online is always going to be the best way to go. And I think what a lot of brands, especially the big brands, they realize this, but they still want to make money. So the same price that they would have charged for something in a store, they'll charge for it online. And
yes,
people don't realize that you're paying store prices online for some of these bigger brands,
yes.
and
That's
that,
fair. Yeah, for sure.
yeah, yeah. And that's one of the things that I wanted to just get rid of entirely, make sure people understand you don't have to pay all that money for something.
Yeah,
And yeah, I think more people just need to be aware, knowledge is power, as they say, and information is very important. We just
yeah,
we just have to share. That's it.
exactly, exactly. Yeah, that's what we are doing. Yeah.
Yeah. That's great. I love it. I love it. So now we know what's going on. Where do you see yourself and your magazine in the next, let's say, 5 years?
I would say I want us to work more on innovation and technological and scientific
Mm,
developments. Like, for example, like we are actually preparing already one project, but I can't share the details, unfortunately. So I would just say it vaguely that, yeah, I would see us in more innovation sector and more
mm,
scientific approach, because that's what people really want. As you mentioned, like people really started to being conscious about like what they use and where it's coming from actually. So
okay.
I see us, yeah, like really traveling around the world for business and yes, meeting up with a lot of people, collaborating and yeah, being a part of innovation.
It's great. It's great. I'm definitely looking forward to it. Definitely looking
Thank
forward
you.
to it.
Thank
Nick,
you.
you're welcome. You're welcome. Very much so. I think this whole time I've been asking you all these questions. Do you have anything you'd like to ask me?
Yeah, I would like to ask like what's other products except from PC you would envision as a part of Creative Devices?
Hmm. Aside from PCs, well, we currently have a tablet.
Yeah.
Um, it's it is still a creative device that doesn't run Windows, it runs Android. But all the creative devices that I see us creating in the future are basically going to be computing devices. Now, maybe something will happen and we'll come up with some crazy idea and say, well, let's do this or let's do that.
Yeah.
Right now, I don't see it right now. Right now, it could just be a different type of computer, you know?
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Because there are creative devices, right? You can encompass almost anything you dream of, right?
As
Yeah.
long as it's a creative device, we can make it, you
Exactly.
know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be great. Yeah.
Now, is there anything that you have in mind that you would like to see?
Yeah, I was thinking about this is also PC, but more like stationary version, like not
Hmm.
the notebook, but
Right,
also the
right.
one powerful PC that is set
Hmm.
in your studio aside from
Yeah.
your notebook.
Okay. Well, we do have our mini PCs.
Yes.
So that's like instead of having a big tower, you just got the little mini and you plug in your monitor and your keyboard and mouse, and it's a very powerful PC in a small package, and you can just take it anywhere with you. We are still working on uh another PC where it's like all in one. You can
Yeah.
choose between a 20 something or 30 something inch display, and it's touchscreen, and you can write on it, draw, whatever you want to do. And it's going to be more for like graphic artists and stuff like that. But my issue is they're having a difficult time getting the latency numbers low enough.
I
I
see.
mean, it's usable, but if you're only doing that one thing, maybe it's okay, but I want it to be able to be used for more than just one thing.
I
So,
see.
yeah,
Yeah,
if we can get
multi-purpose.
that
Mm.
right, I want to be able to use it for music as well as video and drawing and everything. But we have to be realistic too, because anytime you introduce touch screens, the price automatically is going to go up because the
Yeah.
technology is more expensive. And it does introduce latency, so we have to understand that there is going to be increased latency. We just need to make sure that it's usable, right?
Yes, of
But
course.
yeah. So I'm excited, to hopefully get that out. And anything else right now, honestly, I would like to take a break. We have
For sure. I can
yeah,
imagine.
because we've introduced so much in such a short amount of time. We started with one computer, 116 that was just for audio. Then people wanted one for video, so we had that. Then they wanted a 14-inch, we had that. Then they wanted a tablet, so we added that. Then they were all Intel, and AMD people wanted Intel on the AMD chip, so we have a 16 and a 14 with AMD, and now we have two mini PCs, one Intel, one AMD. You know, and then we have the i9 version of the 16. There's just so many things. I would like to take a break for a little while and get back into music, because
Yeah.
I miss playing guitar. And but we're still gonna come up with new stuff. Like I said, we have these things that we're thinking of, and other stuff in the back of my mind I'd like to do. But things might just take a little longer to come out. We're not, the last couple of years we went so hard to put out what we have now and to, make sure that things can be customizable, like the accessories and the merchandise and all that stuff, as well as the devices. And so we're happy. Uh, I
But you need a
again,
break. Yes,
yeah,
yes. I totally get it. Yeah, totally understand.
yeah,
Yeah, we are the
yeah,
same. So, yeah, it's a part of business owner life, right?
yes. It's a
Yeah.
lot. It's a lot. Like
Uh,
I'm saying, I want to go to Japan. I was supposed to have been there now, but I have
oh,
stuff that I'm doing here that I can't physically go because I got to do this stuff. And then I'm like, well, maybe I can go in August, but I can't because I got to go to Germany in August.
Yes, yes.
So, and then September, I've got people coming here, so I have to be here for when they come here. So
Yeah.
now I'm thinking, okay, so now wintertime, I don't want to go in the winter when it's cold. I've done that a couple times. It's still good, but it's not the same.
Maybe
But
you
I
should
might
put,
do it.
yeah. Coming in the November, for example. November will be great, I think. The weather should be nice.
Yeah, I'll try that. It's just there's always something.
I don't recommend coming during summer for sure. That's actually
No,
better. Yeah.
way too.
Yes, way too hot. Yes.
I remember just standing outside waiting for the train, sweat dripping down like crazy in
Yeah.
July. It's just like, what is going on here?
Yes. Almost 100% of humidity, so it's really terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you like super hot weather, go to Japan in the
Yeah.
summertime.
Yes.
Yeah.
Super hot and sweaty.
and
Yeah.
and then the next day, rain.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
It's great.
Yeah.
Oh. So, but yeah, those are the things that we're working on, those touchscreen things, and who knows, something else might come up.
No,
But
that would be great. Yeah.
yeah,
No one knows what
yeah,
future holds, right? Yeah.
right, exactly. I might just get an idea, or someone might come to me with an idea and say, "Hey, what about this?" There was a rack computer that someone had recommended, and I looked into it. I was like, "Yeah, we could do that." And it's basically just a rack mount desktop PC. But no one really wants those anymore. So they didn't really sell. We had one. Well, no, we had two different versions, and they didn't really sell. So it was just like, all right, scrap this. You know, the minis were the thing. Everything is getting smaller, more compact, more portable,
That's true,
and that's what
yes.
people want. Yeah, you don't want to be locked into one location. You want to take the power that you'd have in that desktop and to be able to take it anywhere in the world. And that's how Creative Devices was born, to give you desktop replacement laptops.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
And
Yeah.
now many PCs. Yeah. But that was a great question. If you have any more, please ask away.
Oh wow. It's yeah, like it's hard to ask something because we were talking about so many different topics. We already covered so many different things.
Yeah.
So yeah, if I will have any idea, I'm sure it will pop up in in some time. Then I'll definitely ask you about
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, you can always just send me a message and I'll
Yeah.
reply.
Yes. Yeah. As
Yeah.
usual. It's
Yeah.
usually pop up like this. Yeah. So it's
hmm
yeah.
Yeah. So right now, uh, we started about 6 a.m. my time because I'm in New York.
Yeah.
It's after 7 a.m. now my time. What time is it over there?
It's 8 p.m.
8 p.m. Okay. So yeah, that's a significant time difference. Wow.
Yes, it is. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm very grateful that you took the time to hop on this call with me because I know you're busy and that's why it's taken us all this time to finally get this going. And I'm very much looking forward to watching your journey learning to play the guitar. That's
Thank
going to be interesting. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
for
I
sure. Yes.
yeah, I remember mine. It was nuts. Guitar is a you're gonna have a love-hate relationship with the thing. I remember times I wanted to break mine because it was just so frustrating. But I took all of that and I used it to force myself to be better. I refused to be
Mhm.
beaten by it. I had to win. So if you have that mentality, you're gonna get it.
That's a great approach. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also hate to lose, so
Yeah,
yeah.
that's the best way. If
I
you
will
want
make
to be competitive, Yeah.
Yeah.
I, I think having a competitive nature is great when you can use it to force yourself to improve.
Yeah.
I don't really like competing against other people. When I
Yeah.
was younger, yeah, it was, but I don't really care anymore. I'd rather compete against myself because that's how you make yourself better and better and better.
Yeah.
And that's what everyone, in my opinion, I think that's what everyone should strive for.
Yeah.
Strive to be better than who you were before,
Yeah.
and then just go
I
back
agree.
and keep seeing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of times people get discouraged because they feel like they're really not progressing. But if you go back to and look to see where you were before versus
Yeah.
where you are now, you'll realize you are progressing. Maybe not as fast as you would like to, but the progression is there. And just keep going, don't stop.
I would recommend really like documenting it somehow, like your progress,
Yeah.
and then you can look back and compare. Oh, actually, I really made a lot of progress since that time. So yeah,
Hmm.
that would be great.
Yeah, absolutely. That was really good. If you can record yourself or something, keep some sort of
Exactly.
video diary showing the transition, that'd be
Yes.
perfect.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have just that because you're gonna be on video.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So yeah,
that's
it's
gonna
a
be
perfect.
interesting.
Yes.
Well, maybe in a few years from now you might be on stage with Yo. Who
Who
knows?
knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe yes. I have to focus
Okay.
on learning the basic things, and then yeah, maybe,
Okay.
maybe, yeah.
Maybe. Well, hey, instead of just listening to the bands that you like, you might say, you know what? No one's making the music I want to hear. I'm gonna have to make it myself.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. There you
Yeah. That
go.
would be
And
perfect. Yeah.
yeah. I'm sure you can find a band. There's so many great musicians in Japan. That's another thing I like about Japan. There's so many great musicians. When I go, it's just like, man, I could definitely see myself living in Japan.
Mm,
Definitely. You
yeah.
know.
Yeah. If you
Um
can do something
no,
creative here, yeah, that's great. Yes.
yes. I mean, as we know, no place is perfect,
Yeah.
but there are a lot of things that are great about Japan that we just don't have in other places, you know.
Yeah. I think as everywhere, right? As well as
Yeah.
in US, Europe, European countries, all like all the places are different. So
Yeah.
everywhere you have pluses and minuses.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You have to weigh the pros and cons and figure out if the pros outweigh the cons for you, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And for everyone, it'll be different because what you want or what someone else wants might change or might be different. Sometimes you might feel this way now, and then later on, you might want something different. So it all depends.
Yeah.
And Japan is a lot bigger than just Tokyo. A lot of people don't realize. So even if you don't like Tokyo, there's so many other places in Japan that are different that you can go see.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you traveled around?
I've been to Kyoto, Osaka, and that's the farthest I went because, like, I was always focused on work and studies.
Mhm.
So usually around Tokyo, like Kamakura, Nikko,
Mhm.
yeah, somewhere close. So yeah,
Okay.
usually yes. Unfortunately, I didn't have so much opportunity to travel so far.
Mhm.
We will see what will be in the future.
All right. Well, you know what? When I come back, you, and Yo are probably gonna have to plan a trip and head over to Okinawa or something.
Oh, that would be great. Yeah, we've never been to
Yeah.
Okinawa, so yeah, that would be
Yeah.
awesome.
I'd love to
But
go.
you have to come during some more colder seasons because not in summer will be
Yeah.
it will be
Yeah.
very fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So if I can't go in November, if it has to be like December or January or February, something like that, when I go, then we'll go to Okinawa.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, listen, I know you're busy. I don't want to take up too much more of your time. I really appreciate you taking the time to hop on this video call with me
I
and
really
sharing your
appreciate
story.
it. Yeah, thank you very much for this opportunity. It was really a great talk. I'm
Yes.
happy that we managed to cover all those topics, and yeah, I could introduce my business more closely to you because we actually
Mm.
didn't have so much time and opportunity to talk about it. So
Yeah,
yeah, it was great.
it was. And I learned a lot. You know, there's so much. And one of the great things about being alive is you always have opportunities to learn new things.
For sure.
And you never stop learning, you know?
Yeah.
And I love that. And that's one of the things that attracts me about guitar is because no matter how good you get, there's always something else to learn, right?
Yes.
And
You
I
can always get
right,
better. Yes.
yes. And I never want to be the best at anything because then it would just get boring and then I'll want to go do something else. I always want to have room to grow and learn something, you know. So
Exactly.
yeah, well, that's how I look at it anyway. You know, maybe someone
Yeah.
else might look at it differently. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah, it was great to learn about what you do. I'm looking forward to seeing more from you, and please keep me updated, and definitely check out our website too. Like I said, it's going to be changing. I'm going to be looking at your website. As a matter of fact, I'll send your website over to my buddy Mike so he can take a look at it.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. I'm shifting out.
Ah, it's good. It's good. It's good. All right. Thank you again.
Thank you. Thank
And
you for the
say hi.
opportunity.
Of course, of course. Say hi to Yo for me.
Yeah, I will for sure.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, talk to you later. Bye.
All right. Bye bye.